Hey everybody, Christopher Small here from CMS Law Firm. Here today to get a little woo on you, talk to estate planning. It was Sunday, so it's a day to sort of think big, get meta, whatever, however you want to say it. And so I thought today we'd talk a little bit about why estate planning even matters. And there are 100 different reasons why it matters, but today we're going to talk about the selfish reason, okay? The reason why it actually matters to you, the one that's watching this, the one that's listening to this, the one that's learning from this. Because we have this big, there's always legacy, family, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this stuff matters actually to you as well. And so we're gonna dive right into that real quick and talk about why estate planning is so important on a personal level. And let's just do it. Here we go. So, estate planning, if you didn't know, it covers sort of two scenarios. Scenario number one is if you're alive, but incapacitated, right? Think you're in a coma, or you have Alzheimer's, right? You're in a car accident, you have a coma, or you're in a coma, or you have Alzheimer's, or you die, right? That's the second scenario. And estate planning covers both of those. By the way, if you want the full overview of estate planning, go to estateplanningvideo.com. There's a link right there. It's a short little thing I put together. It's kind of the spiel that I give to all my potential clients that come in, and it'll give you a true overview of estate planning and give you an idea of what options are out there for you, generally, right? So anyway, go check it out. But there are a bunch of reasons why you will be selfishly want to do estate planning. The first is that if you are ever in a car accident, if you ever become incapacitated for whatever reason, if you don't have an estate plan in place, you have basically given up everything to the whims and desires and choices of another person. Very often this is going to be a judge who's going to make this decision. That's in the best case scenario. In a worst case scenario, somebody sort of sneaks in under the radar and just takes all your stuff, all right? And I've seen this happen a million times. Somebody gets sick, typically it's an adult child that comes in and so, in some ways starts to clean the bank account out, gets the person to start signing checks, gets the person to start doing these things that they're not supposed to be doing. And by the time anybody catches it, or by the time anything is done, it's too late. And the reason that this has happened is because that person didn't take the time to put together an estate plan before all of this stuff happened, right? That's the other crazy thing about estate planning, is that it's important, but there's no urgency, because you don't know when this event is going to happen that's going to require you to need your estate plan. So, and we all don't like to think about this stuff, so we all hope it never happens. We all think it's never going to happen, even though in the news every day we see things happening, right? There's a plane that crashed today, 157 people died. I guarantee you when they woke up this morning, they didn't think that was going to happen. And so that's why estate planning is so important, because you just never know, right? So having a power of attorney is a selfish reason to do your estate plan. You get to name the person that's going to be in charge of handling your finances, handling your affairs, handling your day-to-day business, if you can't do that, all right? If you don't have this power of attorney in place, if you don't select that person to do those things for you, then somebody else is going to be making these choices for you, often a judge. They're going to pick a court-appointed person to do this for you, this person that doesn't know anything about you, doesn't know anything about your life. You're going to have to pay someone to do the court proceeding. You're going to have to pay the guardian to take care of you, and it's just a mess, right? You have somebody rifling through all your stuff. So power of attorney is a selfish reason why you would want to do an estate plan. Medical power of attorney is another selfish reason why, okay? For no other reason than this person is going to be making medical decisions on your behalf. And again, when it comes to medical power of attorney, if you don't have that in place, there is sort of a state statute that sets a priority level of who gets to make the first choice, okay? And I'm sure you can probably dream up of a scenario where someone that's close to you falls into that spot of being able to make these choices for you, and you wouldn't want them doing that. And so with the medical power of attorney, again, you get to pick the people that make your choices. If you're not close to your family and you have a friend or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a fiance or somebody like that, a non-spouse that you'd want making these choices, then you need to have these documents, okay? Again, these are selfish reasons why you would want to have an estate plan, okay? Healthcare directive, right? Healthcare directive basically says pull the plug or not, okay? So if you feel strongly about this, not everybody does, but if you feel strongly about this, the healthcare directive is the only way to ensure that your wishes are followed. Otherwise, the medical power of attorney is going to make a choice. And the medical power of attorney, if you haven't done an estate plan, is going to be some random person that you haven't chosen in your family probably, but still a random person that's going to be making these choices. And if they are not in line with your philosophy, right, with your values, with your morals, then they may not be making the decision that you want to make. Hey, Julie, what's up? You should be doing these videos, by the way. This is exactly what you should be doing. I like Julie. She's great. If you guys have real estate needs in Seattle, Julie Taylor. She's the lady for the job. But anyway, I digress. Once we get through the living part, there's the dead part too, right? If you want your stuff to go to anybody specifically, selfishly, or you don't want your stuff to go to somebody specifically, selfishly, then an estate plan is the only way to do that. If you don't have an estate plan, your stuff is going to go where the state tells it to go, okay? And that's obviously not going to be where you want it to go. I know people that don't want to have money to go to specific people, that have debts that they want to make sure are accounted for, that want to give things to charity. You know, like if you have all these things that you want to do with your assets, then a will or an estate plan is the only way to do it. All right, so there's a whole bunch of selfish reasons to do an estate plan. Basically, you know, if you want to have any control over yourself and over your stuff, if you ever you know, are incapacitated or die, then you're gonna want to do that. All right, so that's it for today. Again, if you want the whole broad overview on estate planning, if you want to know all the reasons why you should have one, all the things that all these different documents can do inside of your plan, go to estateplanningvideo.com, check out the video. Trust me, you'll like it. It's the sort of the overview that I give anybody that comes into me for a potential client meeting, and it's free, so it's easy. You can watch it on your own time. All right. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you know somebody that needs to watch this video, share it with them. Otherwise, like my page, and I'll be back here again tomorrow, and we'll talk about some more estate planning stuff. All right. So that is it for today. Thanks a lot. See you later.